having a look at this Fabdec milk tank. It's got some damage on the pipework. That's 3/4, and I'll give you an idea how squished that is. I've got this swinging, it's called a swinging arm. It's a pipe that delivers the milk to the tank, to that little hole there, and when they've been swinging it round, they've been bashing the pipework. So that's all flattened there. That pipe is bent there, valve's bent over and squashed into the one next to it, and the liquid line coming in is pretty flattened off too. You can see the state of that. There's some quality brazing on there. Nice to see the files properly secured. A good contact on the suction line there, and for good measure they've put them on upside down. The little tube here should be at the top. I think ideally they should be on a horizontal line, but if you've got to put them vertically you should put the little tube at the top, otherwise you get if they've got liquid in here, it blocks the little tube and it takes ages to respond, so they ought to be around the other way. We're going to change them anyway because they're rusted out. If they're not leaking, they're not far off it, so that's our mission for the day, should we choose to accept it. I got the units pumping down. That's down into a vacuum, so shut them off. Those pressure switches are obviously not adjusted right. That's worked out about right though, because it's come up near naught, so it's probably done us a favour, because normally you have to take the cover off and lever them. It's got a leaky gasket on there. That one's leaking all around that valve. Some quality pipework. There it goes. 7/8, 5 inch, 7/8, 5/8, 3/4. They've not even used a fit in, they've just filled it up with braze. I mean, you've got to give them credit where it's due. They've managed to fill that gap up and make it look halfway decent. Got a new piece of pipe brazed in. Done that in 7/8, which is what it comes off the tank at. Still a bit warm. When you expand a joint you've just unbrazed, if it's still got some brazing material in there, you have to be very careful it don't split, because this doesn't stretch. So when you get the swages in there, it'll try and expand just down that gap. In the 6 places around where the expander head expands. So what you need to do is put the head in there, like that, do it a tiny bit, take it out, move it around a bit and do it again. And you might even have to stop and reheat the pipe a few times, otherwise you'll get a split down that where that line lines up in the copper if you don't move it. So that's that done. So we've got a new power element to go on there. A couple of leaks on the unit, a new dryer, and we'll see how it runs. Right, we've got a new power element on there. With these you do them up hand tight and then one more flat, so I've done it up hand tight and put a pencil mark on there where the corner of the hexagon is, and then just done it up one more flat, and that's the right tightness then. I've decided to put this down here, this out of the way of that swinging arm. It can be sometimes a bit tricky to hold in place while you're putting the clamps around there, so what I find is if you tape them on there with a bit of electrical tape, it holds the file in place, leaves you another hand free while you're putting the screws and the nuts and the little clamp around there. Around the other side now on the other one, that's in upside down, and they've actually got the insulation between the file and the pipework, just to make sure it doesn't pick anything up. They've also got some daylight between there. Well, this is 7/8, 5/8 and 3/4 again. Well, they've not bashed, it's got a few scuff marks on it, but yeah, that's that. Let's say that was pretty kinked. That's pretty squashed. And this is all full of marks on there where they've been hitting it. That's all running now. Put some water in and cooled it down. It's got down to about 4 degrees. I've just had to put it on deep cool, which goes in a bit colder. It runs it for half an hour. Some new bit of pipework on that side. 2 new power elements. New 1/4" equalising line and a new bit of liquid line on that one. That's the one we've got running. Just that top unit. Little ZR 74 scroll on R22. New wire, new side glass. Bottom unit, that valve's rusted out, so I'm going to need to get a new valve for that one, and I'll change the dryer as well when we come back.